Hello everybody from the heart of the old center of Krakow, Poland. This is Poland's second largest city, about 800,000 people population here. And right here in the heart of the old town is a square that you absolutely must walk through if you're here on a nice day like I am today. It's very vibrant, a lot of people out and about here. The old town here is called Stare Miasto. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right because my Polish is not that great, but it's one of three places that you definitely should see when you're here in Krakow. The other is the Jewish quarter, which we'll see tomorrow, and also the castle. Around the old town, it's very, very distinct. If you see on a map, you'll know exactly where to find the old town. It's right in the center, and it's also ringed by a really nice park, which is also cool to walk through if it's a nice day. Today, we'll mainly just walk around here in the old town, walk around the park a little bit, and get something good to eat. One thing that is for sure is that there is a lot of delicious food here in Poland, so we'll enjoy some of that today as well. Krakow is a very easy city to visit because it's not too big and it's very picturesque, and you'll notice a lot of other visitors here as well. I think this is probably the most touristic city in Poland, to be honest. I've heard a lot of other languages besides Polish being spoken here. Yeah, just walk around and enjoy the day. Decided to get just a little simple snack. It's basically just like a ringed bread, and they had one with sesame and poppy, and I think this one is cheese. The guy that I bought it from didn't seem to speak a word of English, so I was trying to ask him if this was indeed cheese on it, and I'm just assuming so. But it's good though, very simple. It's sort of like a bagel, almost like a bagel. I tried to remember how to say it in Polish, I don't even remember. 3.5 zloty, which is about €1. Poland does not use the euro though, so just know that when you come here, they use a currency called zloty, which is about 3.50 to 4 per euro or US dollar. Places accept cards everywhere here too, even for small things. So if it's a nice day, like today, and the sun is out, I would recommend coming up to the Wawel Castle area later in the day when the sun is going down, because there is a nice view on the backside here towards where the sunset is, and today it's especially very, very nice. Apparently, there are tickets you can buy to go inside. I don't know too much information because I plan to just come up here and walk around and see what it looked like here on the outside. This is at the bottom of the old town, so you can get very easily on foot to the castle down here from the old town, because it basically is kind of where it starts at the bottom. So let's walk back up into the old town and find something to eat. Good morning everyone from the following day here in the Jewish quarter of Krakow. This is one of the sections of Krakow that you absolutely must visit because it is one of the most historically significant. Krakow once had one of the most thriving Jewish communities in all of Europe, perhaps even the most thriving Jewish community in all of Europe. Of course, that was before World War II. Very few of them survived World War II, and many of those who survived didn't return. But because Krakow was not totally destroyed during World War II, a lot of what was built here before World War II still exists. So it's worth taking a walk around here to see this history because it is very significant, and you really can tell when you come through here. You start seeing not only a couple of synagogues, but you also see a little bit of symbolism and things to kind of let you know that you're in the Jewish quarter of Krakow. As you walk around the Jewish quarter, you'll also notice that there's a lot of tours going on around here because this is, of course, one of the most important parts of the city. So people who travel to Krakow to visit as tourists, of course, will come here as well. So you'll see a lot of tour groups coming around here, and there's a lot of different places that you can go to reserve a guided tour if you so desire. Now, the Jewish quarter is on the same side of the Vistula River as the rest of the center, including the old historic center, Stare Miasto, which, by the way, if you're starting there or if you're staying there, the Jewish quarter is walkable from there. It's about a 15 to 20 minute walk to get to the beginning of it. You know, if you don't have a problem walking a little bit, it's not that hard to get to. Don't need transit or anything. But on the other side of the river, there is a little bit more, including the Ghetto Square. And that is the square of the old Jewish ghetto. So this is Ghetto Heroes Square in the Podgorze district of Krakow, just over the river from where the rest of the center is and from where the historic Jewish quarter is. This was one of the largest ghettos that was set up by the Nazis to send Jews who they were displacing to and concentrate them in a certain area, exploit them for their labor, and then send them off eventually to the death camps, most of which from here went to Auschwitz. And the chairs here in the square are meant to symbolize all of the people who were sent to their deaths here, because this was the gathering point where when the Nazis rounded them up to send them to the death camps, they would come here and basically await to be taken away to their deaths. It was from 1941 until 1943, which is why at the top of the square here you have the years there that this ghetto was in existence. Of course, as you can imagine, it was very overcrowded, very horrible living conditions, and people were forced to work even if they were old, if they were children, if they were sick. So plenty of people died even before they got sent off to go die in a death camp anyway. So it was really, really horrible time. It's important to remember this to try to prevent this from happening again, because it all started with hate, and hate is wrong, and we need to recognize the kind of fascist mentality that breeds hate and that allows hate to thrive and allows things like this to happen, because it can happen again and it shouldn't happen again. So we're gonna end our visit in Krakow here already because I have to go catch a bus to my next place. But Krakow was a nice city to visit. I can see why many people who come to Poland like to come here. I think you should as well. But for now, we're just gonna say stay tuned until the next place. Subscribe if you haven't yet so that you can stay tuned to see the next place I'm going to go to. And until then, take care and travel better.